Well, well, well. Hi, guys. We all back.
We are.
How's things with you, Harry?
Everything's fine. Not a lot happening here except for you're seeing a lot of people starting to complain more and more about the rising fuel prices, where the price of the barrels of oil are going down. Could it
Yeah.
be could it be that something else is causing the price of everything to go up?
No, no.
Inflation?
You can't think like that, Harry. Everything's coincidence. You know it
Oh,
is.
you're right.
It's all coincidence. Well,
Mhm.
before we get going, I want to give a big shout out to a couple of channels over on BitChute. Oh, shit, I forgot. I forgot who they are. I'm sub to them, but anyway, they've been
Put,
sharing some of
put them
our
in the
stuff.
notes. Put them in the notes.
I'll put them in the show notes. Yeah, um, they've a couple of them have shared the last one, the Spark, and You're Not Human. So big shout out to you guys. I will put your links to your BitChute channels in the show notes. So a big thank you to them, and a big thank you to Jeanette, Genetically Modified, who's been sending us some awesome content over the last few days. So it's great to get your emails. It's great to get your comments, guys. You can get us. You can get me at the Devil's Playground number 2 at Proton Mail, and Harry Christie at Proton Mail.
Harry Christie too.
Oh yeah, sorry, Harry Christie 2.
Hey, I
Again,
just wanted to let me make one quick note on the "You Are Not Human." I went through my book that I'm almost done with, and it took me 2 hours to edit out all the human words that kind of point to us,
and
because we
replace
know
with
that
man.
we are not
Mm,
human; we are man.
yeah. All right, so let's get into the presentation, guys. Um, let's see what you think. Well, we're gonna cover a couple of topics in this one, and you know, I kind of put it all together, but in a way, I've thrown it together because there's no other way to do it. So, let us know in the comments what you think on these various topics. Now, I've called this universe U inverse. We know everything in this realm is inverted, right? Ni and I in Chinese actually means you, as in YOU. So you, ni, you, verse, you inverse. Don't know. All right. This is just something that I want to throw at our audience, Harry. Um,
Yeah.
this popped up in my feed on YouTube. Josh Stone. It's only a very short video, but it says, "I'm from the future." Now, I didn't really get what Josh was talking about, because he's showing just a lot of what appeared to be icebergs and so on and so forth. But it was "I'm from the future" that kind of got me thinking. When we talk about incarnation or reincarnation, and we've talked about the mind wipe, if you came from the future, we would need a mind wipe without any shadow of a doubt. But if you come from the past, why would we need a mind wipe? And then, of course, you had that movie Back to the Future, out of time. So I don't know. Do we come from the future, or are our previous lives in our past? I don't know. See what you guys think. I was watching an episode of Dexter the other night from 2011, and this just jumped out and hit me. Trust those who seek the truth, but doubt those who say they found it. And that ties in with Logan's slogan. Make the truth your own. Yeah, I just thought that was interesting. Embrace your own metamorphosis. You've changed. Hey, we're supposed to. I thought that was quite. What would you say about that, Harry?
Well, it's truth in a nutshell, because the one undeveloped caterpillar is talking to the butterfly,
Mm.
saying that, you're different. And people tend to not realize that in this cycle of life, even the human being changes. We go from the baby to the old man, and that process of regeneration doesn't mean you're going to come back as a person again. Maybe we're meant to go to a higher level.
Yeah,
Uh,
and I would bet that every single person watching this or listening to us right now is not the same person that they were a few years ago.
no.
When they were asleep, quote unquote asleep. You know.
Well, like I told you, I had to go back in that book that I'm writing and
Mm,
change out everything that I started 18 months ago.
mm,
The
yeah,
bottom line is, if you're not growing on a regular basis, then you're already dead.
yeah, I totally agree.
And so the point is that we don't have to stay stagnant
Mm,
in one spot. If we do, we're not making progress. You have to learn and change. There's some things that you're going to still feel as true,
yeah,
but with slight modifications. And that human versus man, that's key. I think it took, like I said, 100 events in that book that had the word human, tying it to us, and I had to make that distinction.
mm. Well, what you're looking at on the screen, guys, is not what you think it is. You might be looking at that thinking, "Oh God, here we go." I did a search for a cancer cell. What do cancer cells look like under the microscope? And this is what came up. I mean, you can't make this up. So cancer is also the crab in the zodiac, right? So we have Cancer and we have Cancer. Now, where am I going with this? This is weird. We have the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. CC, which is, of course, the third letter of the alphabet, as you 33. Now, I forget who it was, Harry. We were talking about it earlier, but a lady on YouTube about a year ago made an awesome video about this, because if we're in the Tropic of Pisces going into the Tropic of Aquarius, why are we still using Cancer and Capricorn on our so-called maps?
It's like
Well,
it's frozen, like it's been frozen in time.
yeah, yeah. So carcinoma, a propagating malignant tumor, from the Greek, cancer, literally a crab. Okay, literally a crab. So a malignant tumor is a crab. Late Old English, cancer, spreading ulcer, cancerous tumor, malignant tumor. You can you can pause it and read the rest, guys. I'm not going to bore you by reading all through it. But Greek physicians Hippocrates and Galen, I love the word Hippocrates, it just reminds me of hypocrite, noted similarity of crabs to some tumors with veins. So, and we have the canker. So basically, what they're doing is they're connecting this to this. And it's interesting, Harry, that crabs walk sideways. Now,
Yeah.
A lot of people might not know what this is. This is actually called a crab apple. Very, very common in the UK. I don't think they're found in America or Australia, but very, very common in the UK. They're called a crab apple. They're quite small and they're sour. They're very, very sour. Now, we look at that and we think that's an apple. Could it be a crab apple? And the interesting thing here, Harry, is if you type Fruit of the Loom, this is what comes up. A lot of people say it's the Mandela effect because this was the original. Now, this thing at the back, brown thing, is called a cornucopia. Also, the other interesting thing is where the stalk is coming out of. When we did that video called Six in the Sit Eye, how everything is connected to sex in this realm. And what do we say? Oh, if you don't want it, you can stick it up your ass. Well, make your own mind up. Crab apple. fraud, Apple are identical in 3 ciphers. So what about the apple in the garden? And this, for some strange reason, jumped out as well, thanks to Paul from our Telegram group. If you haven't joined our Telegram group, guys, please do. I'll leave the link below. We talk about some great stuff in there. Talking about a brownie. Well, Paul's also, he's from Scotland, so he's also from the UK, same as me. But when I talked to you, Harry, about brownies, I mean, that's what you think of, right?
That's it.
But brownies are creatures found in the folklore of Scotland and England. Although they appear in Highland lore, they are more commonly found in the lowlands and northern England. They fall within the category of a domestic tutelary spirit. I should have put tutelary in here, guys. Tutelary, if you don't know, means personal to you. Tutelary spirits are guardians, and they can be found in many world traditions, protecting people, property, or even as a patron deity of a city. Brownies fall into the category that protects property. Well, what is our body? It's our property. Walter Scott agreed that in his Minstrelsy of the Scottish Border, in which he states the brownie formed a class of beings distinct in habit and disposition from the freakish and mischievous elves. Modern scholars, however, categorize brownies as household spirits. Okay, well, how does that connect to the cornucopia? A cornucopia is a curved, hollow goat's horn or similarly shaped receptacle that is overflowing with fruit and vegetables, such as gourds, ears of corns, apples, grapes, that is used as a decorative emblematic motive, emblematic of abundance, an inexhaustible store. Abundance. We marveled at the cornucopia of fruits, meats, toys, fresh fish, baskets, etc., etc., etc. There's your cornucopia. 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 And what does Santa? He brings a cornucopia of presents at Christmas.
Yeah, commerce. The commerce at its best.
Absolutely.
And I call Christmas the end of year warehouse inventory reduction sale.
Yeah. So where is the connection? Just in case you're a little bit confused, guys. The connection between this and the crab is the cornucopia, is the fruit of the loom. Okay. So that's the connection between these two topics. Now, let's go a little bit further. 1, 2, 6. Genesis 1:26, God said, let us make man in our image. We don't need the word and. We can remove the word and. God said, let us make man in our image is 1:26. You can't make this up. And in Chaldean, it's 101, which is my birthday, October the 1st, which of course is the 11 connection again.
Or an introductory class.
Or an introductory class. Now, 126. Why did I start looking at this? The reason I did, guys, is I've been married twice. I got married to my first wife when I was 18 years old, and we got married on January the 26th. Okay, big deal. But later in life, after that marriage ended, and I met my second wife, she got a kid. He was 4 years old at the time from a previous relationship. And his birthday, he was born on January the 26th. Now, remember, we've talked about this before, Harry, that our lives are scripted.
Yes.
Now, back then, I had no idea. I just thought it was a coincidence. Oh, my God, your son was born on January the 26th. That's the day that I married my first wife, or the date that I married my first wife. I just thought it was coincidence. And, of course, we know now there's no such thing as coincidence. So 126, 12 can be represented as 6 plus 6. So therefore 126 is technically, it's a coded 666. 12 is the hanged man. Remember, we started, Harry, talking about the U-inverse, not the universe.
Yep.
The hanged man, don't forget, we're born this way. You know, we come out of our mother head first. And the hanged man is the 12th card in the tarot. There are no coincidences.
And also the spirit is falling from the heavenlies onto the physical world where we make our entrance.
Yep. Another 126 connection is this, when this guy was supposed to have died on January the 26th.
And his workout too, right?
Yeah, and to a lot of baseball fans, I mean, he was idolized. He was a god in there.
Basketball, not baseball. Basketball.
Sorry, basketball. Yeah. Slip of the tongue.
He had that workout called the 666 workout.
Yeah, and he allegedly died on 126. The 12 and the 6 is the only time, or 6 o'clock is the only time on an analog clock where the hands are perfectly straight. You can go to 5 past 7 and 10 past 8, and they're always a little tiny bit off. 1, 2, 6, dead straight. And it goes straight through the middle of the clock. We know we've talked about the Jesus character and what he actually represents, but the Jesus character in the Bible talked about the middle path. The middle path. Don't take sides. It's exactly what you're looking at. 1, 2, 6, 12, 6, 6 o'clock. Now, we know from our last podcast, or the one before, where we talked about the added 1,000 years in 592. And we talked about how 1666, or the year we know as 1666, was the beginning of the beast system, with the introduction of the SESQ-V trust. If you haven't watched that podcast, go back and have a look. And from the year we know as 1666, if we go 360 years, which is full circle, we get to 2026. Do the maths. 2 plus 2 plus 6 is 10, which reduces to 1. 1 represents beginning. Remove the added 1,000 years, and we get 1026, which is 1 plus 2 plus 6, which is 9, represents the end. And this just hit me. The end of pregnancy is 9 months. And at the end of the pregnancy, when the baby's born, a new life begins. So your 9 and your 1 represent the beginning and the end. 2026 is the end of this 360-year cycle. Like it or not. What we call the beginning is often the end. And to make an end is to make a beginning. The end is where we start from. There's no coincidence, Harry, that a pregnancy, I nearly said a human pregnancy then, a pregnancy is 9 months. No coincidence at all. You know, it's all by design. The end of pregnancy is the beginning of a new life. And that is what we're heading for in 2026. However way you want to dress it up, that's where we're at. Thoughts, my friend?
Well, yeah, and it's going to be up to us in this life when it comes to an end, whether we will be recycled back into this shithole, or maybe we're going to ascend into the next level. But it's based on what we learn here or what we don't learn, what we're open to, or what we're not open to.
Yeah, I mean, and I think, you know, you just said into this shithole. I mean, the Earth is far from a shithole. I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful place. It's just what society, not society, but governments and
Yes.
the rulers have basically turned it into, which, you know, according to our research, began in the year we know as 1666. Who knows what, you know, what was prior to that, or you know, because we know that all our history is fake. But I think the important thing is that we realize and we accept. You know, I'm still of the opinion, and I know Anne-Marie Uber shares this opinion, that we came here for this. We came here for a reason. We came here for this. Whether we came from the future, we came back to stop all, you know, what could happen from happening, or whether we came from the past and said, fuck it, I don't need to go back, but I'm going to go back because, you know, there are a lot of people down there that don't know that they're trapped. They don't know that they've been deceived. They don't know anything. They just go about their daily lives thinking that everything is hunky-dory. So it could be either.
It could be either. It could be all at the same time, because we know that outside of the realm we're in, the physical realm, there is no time.
No.
We could have come from the present, the past, or the future.
Actually, that's a good point. That's a good point, because once we're outside this realm, there is no time. Yeah. So that means the past, the present, and the future would all be in the now. Mm-hmm. That's a very, very good point. I hadn't thought of that. Yeah, because time is a construct of this realm, right?
Yeah, without the physical portion of what we're experiencing, time doesn't exist.
No, but you see, time, I mean, it's difficult for people to get their head around, because, you know, we see, I mean, time is basically just a convenience. You know, I'll see you on Thursday. I'll meet you at 6 o'clock or whatever. You know what I mean? I don't wear one. I haven't worn a watch for donkey's years.
I need one every day. I feel naked without it.
Really? Yeah. So if time is a construct and it doesn't exist outside this realm, then it doesn't matter whether we've come from the past or the future, because it's all the same. You know? Yeah. Okay. All right. Anything you want to finish with, bro?
No. I just think that the whole concept of the caterpillar and the butterfly is very, very crucial for people to understand. That. And I'm not trying to be not insensitive here. I've lost family members, so I understand. You have to almost celebrate when someone has passed on, because now that they're based on, like I said, what they've allowed themselves to learn and become a better person, that's going to determine if they're going to have to come back and relive some of the pains, or are they going to be able to move on and go to a higher level, you know. And I'm going to be working on something in the next couple of weeks, demonstrating the order of planets, and possibly maybe where we are going to be destined to go to.
Yeah, that's an interesting thought, interesting idea. Oh, one of the things that Jeanette said in her email was that, you know, I really look forward to your podcast on Wednesdays and Saturdays. You know, where's your Wednesday one gone? Well, what happened, guys? We had the Chinese New Year at the end of January, beginning of February, which was the end of semester, and then we start a new semester, and I have a new schedule, a new class schedule. So Wednesdays, I you know, with Harry's time and my time, I can't do Wednesdays at the moment, because I have to go to work. So, you know, when
you know what Jeanette's going to say, what? Then do 2 podcasts on Sunday and air one on Wednesday.
Well, that's probably a good idea. But then, you know, we get the Saturday one out of the way, and then I start working on the, or you know, whoever we start working on the next one. So but yeah, I mean, we'll do what we can. We'll get the info out there. And the other thing, guys, that, you know, a lot of what we look at, a lot of what we talk about, is kind of fueled by you guys and the kind of things that you write in the comments. I mean, what was that guy who actually, it was, the guy that shared the video, the podcast, the last one we did about the higher self. He was the guy who left a comment on the BitChute channel about the Hebrew. Now you explained that to me, because I didn't quite get it. So do you want to just tell?
He was kind of exposing the systematic way that the Old Testament was written in the past, and he made note of, in order for you to be able to tell if there was any alterations of the text, the Hebrew text should start with the Aleph, or the A letter, and it doesn't. It starts with the Bet, and so that kind of demonstrates that there's been alteration in the text. Instead of it saying something like, in the beginning, the God created the heavens and the earth, it should say something like, God created the Elohim. Instead, it says something like, God, the Elohim, created the heavens and the earth. But in reality, it should say, God created the Elohim and the heavens and the earth. So
yeah, and then, you know, it's interesting if you remember back in the day when we had records, the singles, they had an A side and a B side. So this realm is the B side. This is the copy. Yeah, I don't think there's any shadow of a doubt. No, certainly not in my mind. No doubt whatsoever. So, all right, guys, we will leave it there for now. Let me know what you think about that future and past thing, and let us know what you think about all the brownies and the crab and the 126. Yeah.
One thing I've noticed on the last two videos that we have put up, less views and less comments. So I don't know. Are we being shadow banned?
Well, Jeanette told me that when she was watching the video, the comment section was not there. She couldn't see it. It was gone. You know. So are we being? I know. Look, I know we're shadow banned. I mean, I know that for a fact. I mean, if you do a search for the channel, you've literally got to type the whole The Devil's Playground and the number 2. Right? It doesn't fill it out for you. You know, by the time you get The Devil's, it should automatically, you know, kind of drop down. Or do you want this one, this one, this one, this one? It doesn't do that. It doesn't do that. So, you know, clearly we shadow ban. I don't give a shit. It doesn't matter. But
no.
All right, guys, we will leave it there. Thank you again. Like, share, subscribe if you haven't, and hit the like button, because apparently, I'm not sure if this is true, but apparently it gets the algorithms and more people will see or get to see the information that we put out. So I do it, Harry, whenever I look at whether I don't like a video or not on YouTube, I always hit the like button, because if somebody later on says, "Hey, check this out," and I go there and I see I've already.
Oh, I've seen that already. Yeah, that's a good way to mark it.
Yeah, so it's just a little code for me. All right, guys, we will see you next time. We love you all. Look forward to your comments. Catch you on the next one.
All right. Take care, everyone.
Bye.